Hey everyone, David C. Anderson here, coming at you from the Knife Center, and gift giving season is almost over, but there's still enough time to get a cool knife or EDC piece of gear for the people on your list. So I got some cool options for you right here. Let's check them out. All right, on the day this video is coming out, just over a week and a half until we get to Christmas Eve. So time's running out for things to get to you through the shipping networks this year. So I wanted to show you some cool things here that I don't think we're gonna run out of. There's some really cool things in stock right now, ready to ship, that are gonna make some really great gifts this holiday season. And I'm gonna start with a few kind of, we'll say trinkety things to get things started for the budding knife fan or EDC aficionado on your list, even if the person on your list is yourself, let's be honest. First one, you guys saw it last week, but I want to show it again. The Boker L'Egg, L''egg. Like the egg, like the little pantyhose egg, whatever you want to call it. You've got a really cool folding pendant knife for about $18. Really nice, and they've even given it a really good steal at that price range too. You've got D2, good edge retention, and nice shape when folded up, and when folded out, because of that kind of swing handle nature held in place by magnets, this is not a blade that can really fold shut on your fingertips. It's locked without actually having any kind of lock whatsoever. So it's nice and safe, easy to take in multiple types of jurisdictions depending on what your local laws are. We're not lawyers, so don't take any of this as legal advice. It's just a cool little knife. It's a good amount of safety, some good materials for that $18 price point. Now, for those of you out there who might be thinking, maybe a knife is not kind of the best gift to give. Some folks have some superstitions about that. To that, Thomas and I have this to say to you folks. How else are they going to open the rest of their presents without a good knife?
Makes sense.
Logic tracks. So give them the knife first, and then they'll have no trouble opening the rest of the stuff. Next up, and I've always said a Swiss Army knife makes a great Christmas gift, but we've got a new series of the Swiss Army Classic from Victorinox right now. The Classic SD, of course, this is the precious Alox. It's essentially a new pattern for their aluminum Alox handles in a few different colors, but let's be honest, a red Swiss Army knife is always the coolest Swiss Army knife, I think. But it's almost like a basket weave texture as opposed to like the normal grid you would get on the old school, or the more typical Alox models, I should say. So you have a different type of shimmer, different type of premium feel, still a super handy knife, whether it's on your keychain or in your pocket. Carries very slim. You've got 3 implements that give you a lot of functionality: blade, nail file with a screwdriver tip, and of course the pair of scissors on the other side. No toothpick and tweezers in these Alox models, but there are other classics, of course, that come with those, because with the Alox you go for the slimmer carry versus the fatter handles that could fit those extra implements. Super awesome. Price on these about $45, but if that's a little too steep for your classic budget this year, start at about $18 for other versions. We'll make sure to link to the whole series below. All right, next up we got another red item. In addition to red being kind of the coolest Swiss Army knife, it's also a nice festive color for a typical Christmas time decor. New exclusive version of the CRKT TI2 Designs Techliner Super Shorty pen. Techliner Super Shorty. That's the bullet point here. About $37 for this in a red anodized aluminum, and pocket clip, yes, but magnetic tail cap is actually a lot of fun to use. It has a very kind of different sensation than any other kind of pen out there. It is just so much fun, and a nice, small, useful pen to go along with it. Feels nice and comfortable. There's just enough length there for my hands to be able to write with it. It's maybe a little bit longer than something like a Fisher Bullet pen without the other side of the cap on it to give your normal bit of extension. Just a perfect little size. As far as the writing experience on this, it's a pretty smooth ballpoint. Takes a Schmidt Megaline 4889M black cartridge. If you have something else that you like that's compatible with that, that's gonna work too. But just super cool, And when the pen does eventually run out, it's going to be very easy to find a replacement cartridge. Next up, a higher end pen, a bit more on the tactical side of things, but only a little bit. It's not a straight up tactical pen. You've got some other functionality built in, because this is a pen from Olight, the flashlight company. This is their O'Pen Pro. It's kind of like when Apple called things like the iMac and everything has an I on it now. It's like the O.
Oh.
Whatevers. O knife ready to come. Actually, there are O knives. But anyway, we're talking about the O'Pen Pro at this point. About 75 bucks for this version. Aluminum handles, black in this case with some red splatter. The red's maybe a little less festive on this one than some of the other guys, but really cool pens. Take a proprietary cartridge that you can get from Olight. It is a bolt action, super fun to actuate. But on top of that, you've got a small LED light in the clip and a green laser on the back. And you simply push up on the bolt. Push up once to activate the light, and you've got a few different levels of brightness up to 120 lumens. And a long press will activate that green laser. Very cool. You can drive your cats crazy with this. I know my wife appreciates that I bought one of these to do that sort of thing. And then to keep things charged up, super easy, USB-C there on the inside. No proprietary batteries, nothing to worry about there. Comes with a cable. It comes with an extra pen cartridge as well. So plenty of writing life in this thing right out of the gate. All right, this is the KnifeCenter after all. So let's get back to some knives. Got a couple of cool, just kind of everyday carry options here. We'll start with a folder. This is the Boker Plus Cataclyst. You guys saw our exclusive version of this last week with the black blade and frame. We've also got the satin blade and frame paired with this earth brown G10 handle. And this satin version, quite affordable, comes in just over $40. Blade length is just at that 3-inch mark. You've got 440C stainless steel, good solid stuff. You've got some premium features here too for this price. You've got a nice crowned spine, makes it very comfortable to use. And something Boker usually does well, and you see it in a detail like this, is they make knives that feel a bit more expensive than they actually are. I mean, for 40 bucks, I can't think of another knife off the top of my head right now that's going to come with something like that. Of course, I'd love to be proven wrong. Guys in the comment section, feel free to chime in. But we've got a frame lock here on the back to keep things nice and secure. We've got ball bearings in the pivot there, which helps it flip open really nicely. And you've got a deep carry pocket clip. But really, it kind of has everything that your modern enthusiast could want at this kind of price range. Does everything really well. The blade shape is going to be great for just anything you might need for a small to medium duty everyday carry pocket knife. Opening boxes, packages, letters, smaller cuts, bits of string, just your day-to-day stuff. It's going to do a great job. All right, next up, we've got a little EDC fixed blade to talk about. The blackout version of the Kershaw Minimalist Cleaver. Right now as we're filming this, is actually on sale for $23. Really nice price. You've got that small cleaver blade, just over 3 inches long. And the steel is just a simple 5CR stainless. But how cool is that little guy? Nice little, dare I say, powerful blade on such a small little neck knife, because you've got a little bit of kind of meat behind the edge, and you've got a handle that can back up those slightly heavier jobs. Obviously, this is not a heavy duty knife, don't get me wrong, but it feels heavier duty than its size would suggest. Those 3 prominent finger grooves really lock the grip into your hands. We've got G10 for the handles. You've got a fob for your last finger to kind of hold on to, give you a little bit extra. Just super cool. I mean, the Cleaver version of this knife was one of our best sellers last year for good reason. It's just super awesome. Now it is set up right out of the box for neck carry. You've got a hard plastic sheath with a piece of paracord on the end with a slider, but you've also got a small belt attachment as well for a few other options of carry. All right, this next one is kind of a 4-piece combo kit that I think comes in, honestly, at a fantastic price, about $18. It's the Kershaw Own It 4-piece set. And the set is centered around this Tonto flipper right here. 3.5-inch blade, simple stainless steel, black wash finish. Actually, everything here is black washed except for the flashlight that comes with it. And deep carry pocket clip, stainless steel frame lock, flipper and thumb studs with assisted opening action. Now, this may not have as modern a feel as that Boker that we just looked at, but the price is so right with this combination of tools. The flashlight takes 3 AAAs. It's 9 individual LEDs. Nice, solid, affordable piece right there. You've also got a single piece multi-tool that offers screwdriver tip, offers a little seatbelt cutter, what looks like an O2 wrench, and even a bottle opener, which, as we all know,
makes it a multi-tool.
Officially makes it a multi-tool. And then last but not least, you've also got kind of a commemorative dog tag, really, or something to kind of, not commemorate the set you're getting here, but a kind of tie-in piece. I'm not sure how hardened this is, but I really want to go in and put a crisp 90-degree edge on one of these pieces. Ought to make a pretty decent scraper. 18 bucks gives you a lot right there. Really good option for some first timers out there. Really good stocking stuffer options as well, because you could take the pack apart and wrap each one individually, and that's like 4 gifts instead of just the 1 gift. So really cool. I really like that option.
Just give them the knife first.
Yes, knife first to open the rest. We've covered that already. Now, the other thing I really like about that Blackout series is it's got a lot for the money, yes, but it also can cover a few different ranges. You can use it as an EDC, but it's also starting to lean into kind of the tactical side of things, if that's the kind of flavor you're going for. I've also got another knife here that's a bit more premium feeling in that same range, if you want something a little nicer, a little bit higher quality yet. This is the Boker Plus Gemini NGA. New versions of this recently came out at a new price point. We're about 45 bucks for this guy. 3.5-inch blade, D2 tool steel here to boot. You've got good edge retention. You've got a liner lock. Again, this is an assisted opening knife. You've got a lot of grip on these handles thanks to the rubberized coating. You've got a deep carry pocket clip as well. And it's got really snappy action. Really dig this knife. I really dig it at this new price too. It used to be, or there were versions of this that were much more expensive that didn't quite do it as much for me. It didn't quite feel at the right spot price-wise. Now it makes a heck of a lot of sense to me. Really solid piece, really good EDC tactical flipper for your folks on your list. All right, now we're gonna get into a couple more premium options. Sticking with the tactical stuff here at first. First one's not a knife. This is the Signature Series TAC-P Gold Edition from Microtech. It's essentially their EDC Spike. Coming in this festive gold color for about 114 bucks. But the series starts at about 80 depending on which version you do get. But the gold is the most Christmassy, so we went with that. I mean, we just need some like red or some green over here, and we've almost got like mistletoe or something.
We'll have to use your shirt.
Hey, there you go. Something like that. But these things are pretty cool. Obviously, much different type of thing to carry every day than a knife. Any kind of piercing tasks, you'll be able to use it. They say stuff like an ice chipper, that sort of thing. It does have a rudimentary edge on it, so you can do things like open packages and boxes as long as you don't need, a long, clean slice. You do actually have a sharpened and sharpenable bevel on the flat side of this tool. Backside, you've also got a little glass breaker, and you've got this kind of, we'll call it a frag texture for lack of a better term, to give you some grip, so it's not going to be super slippery when you go to use it. As far as carry, you've got a carbon fiber style Kydex sheath. It's going to click in pretty nicely. It comes with an ulti clip, so this is designed either for inside the waistband carry or going to work really well in the pocket. All right, next up, a combat knife, absolute classic. The K-Bar, the USMC fighting knife from K-Bar, comes in about 87 bucks, made in the USA. Probably the most iconic, I'm not even gonna say probably, most iconic military knife ever designed and issued. Now, not only does everyone know what they look like, they're also built really solidly. You've got 1095 Crow Van, a good tough carbon steel. You've got stacked leather for the handles. Nice oval cross section makes sure it's going to fit into the hand quite nicely and is not likely to twist too badly on you if you're really pushing it down through a task. And they're good for way more than just, combat as well. Tons of folks I know like to use a knife like this out in the woods. You've got good materials behind it, like I mentioned, and a design that is a little bit longer than some of them, but kind of based on some old school hunting knives, at least in terms of the genesis way back in the Second World War when these really started to proliferate. The sheath is just a classic leather, kind of flat design with a couple of retention, or a single retention strap here at the top. Gonna look really good with some wear on it. You could certainly dye that another color if you wanted to make it a little extra special, but there's just something about the K-bar that I think always makes a great gift. All right, we're gonna round out the video now with some more premium folders. If you're looking to really make an impression this year beyond some of the more affordable stuff we've already looked at, these are a great place to look. The first, how about something made in Italy? This is the Fox Suru with an exclusive golf ball pattern on the handles for us right here. So good for the golfers out there, certainly, but even if they're not, this is a good scale material, G10 in this case, with the pattern that gives a lot of traction for what is otherwise a smaller to carry knife, which is a good thing because you've got, actually, with this full-size finger choil, you've got about 3.5 to 4 fingers worth of grip, but it folds up nice and small for easy pocket carry. You've got a deep carry wire clip to keep things looking good from the outside. You've got ball bearings in the pivot. You can flip it open or use the thumb hole there. Either way, it's going to work really well. A nice shorter blade in this case. If you need it something under 2.5 inches, we're about 2.3 here. We've got N690 steel with the black stonewash finish. All of this comes in on sale right now for about 130 bucks. All right, next up is another KnifeCenter exclusive, new versions of our Pakkawood family Spyderco exclusives. Black Pakkawood now available with a VG10 Damascus blade on this Delica. It comes in about 210 bucks. The versions of this that came before with the non-Damascus blades and the brown Pakkawood handles, I always thought were really classy. I knew these were gonna look good, but I think these look even classier in person. I mean, nice sheen to the wood. Pakkawood, of course, is gonna give you the advantage of being more stable long-term than a natural wood, because it's real wood material, but it's stabilized with layers of resin between layers of wood. Makes it much more strong and much less susceptible to warping or cracking over time. The blade is under that 3-inch mark. You've got the beautiful texture of the Damascus. You've got a full flat grind, means it's gonna slice super well. And you've got a handle that's gonna work for just about anybody. Not only is it big enough for most folks to have a full 4-finger grip, you've also got a 4-position pocket clip, so it can be carried any way they want. It's also got a mid-mounted back lock, perfectly ambidextrous, just like that opening hole. Very, very fancy knife. And last but not least, coming in at about $300, we've got something really exotic this year, the Sandrin Torino. Really cool knives, and the story here is the blade material. It's not steel. This is actually a polyhedral tungsten carbide blade. The advantage of that is when it comes to edge retention. Really, really insane amounts of edge retention. I've been playing around with one of these at home myself, been cutting a lot of cardboard with one. At this point, I've not seemed to be able to make it go dull yet, and I've been using it a fair bit. Really, really aggressive cutter, especially with this kind of shape. Now there is a red G10 version of this, comes in about, what's the price on that? About $220. It has some cutouts here in the handle to give you more grip, but personally I really enjoy this carbon fiber version with its more rounded, kind of more contoured shape in the hand. It feels really nice. Similar to that Fox we looked at before, this is a knife with a full-sized finger choil, so you can choke up and get a really full grip on this knife. And it's not sharpened through the heel of the blade, so you really can kind of feel confident putting some pressure in when you're cutting in that style of grip. You're not gonna have to worry about slipping forward too much onto the sharpened edge itself. This is also a knife, like that Delica, that is completely ambidextrous. We do have a reversible pocket clip, which is deep carry, which is titanium as well, with a kind of milled end here at the front. But it kind of mimics a bent style clip with that deep carry nature, which is pretty cool. Dual thumb studs means you can open it with left or right hand really easily, and the recoil lock on the back here means that lefties and righties can both use it exactly the same way. You simply pull back on this red tab, you can flick that blade closed really, really easily. Very, very cool story with this knife. That blade material is just something really special in the industry today. All right, that's all I've got to show you today. Folks, remember, shipping carriers these days are experiencing some delays. That's happening to everybody out there. So if you want to get one of these in time for Christmas, don't hesitate too long. Make sure to get your orders in, and you'll have the best chance of getting there on time. To do that, there will be links in the description, as always, to send you over to KnifeCenter.com. And make sure you sign up for our Knife Awards program, because the only thing that beats giving a knife away this year is maybe getting some free money back to spend on your next one. I'm David C. Anderson from the Knife Center, signing off. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. See you next time.